My name is Jonathan Jones. It's my privilege to be your host and moderator for the evening. It's 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm still on the East Coast right now. So I say right now, I live on the East Coast. I'm up north right now in the Northeast, what I mean. So I'll be back down south as soon as possible. But our subject matter today is about cancer. And please keep in mind, folks, that as we have this discussion, we're going to be saying this over and over and over again. We're also going to put a disclaimer up and let you see it so you can see it for yourself, because we're very serious about making sure that while you're here to learn something, what we don't want anybody to come away from here saying is that we came here and gave you the impression that we have a treatment or a cure for disease. So please make that very, very clear. Like, everybody take a screenshot of that. We're not saying that there's any treatment or cure for any disease here. We also highly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. Dr. Prasad is a scientist, brilliant scientist, one of the most brilliant men I have ever met. And I'm privileged to be able to say that I know this man. And I don't even know I haven't even scratched the surface of what he knows. But we're very privileged to have him around. But he's not a medical doctor, and he's not trying to provide any medical advice at all. So, but the information you're getting is solid science, rock solid information. But you're going to hear testimonials. So just please recognize that testimonies are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. So what we'd like to do, though, is while we're on that going down that road, we do want you to know that some people have had some interesting results, and they've had some interesting stories. And we invited one or two of them to share their stories. One of them we have is a recording. So we'd like to do that now. This is David. David and his daughter were dealing with a cancer. And David tells a story. So Nick, cue the tape for us, please.
About these, I had an operation here on the side of my temple where they had to remove a very aggressive skin cancer known as squamous cell carcinoma. And I noticed I had 3 more moles coming up, like a feeder that maybe they had missed. And so, being the good person that Alfreda is, she didn't tell me about it. She came to my home and started telling me all about this micro daily. And I did what she said. Started taking triple doses of the. Matter of fact, I just made me one. Very simple to use. It's like Crystal Light. And I was drinking 3 of those a day and doubling up on the micro daily hydro. And I did that for a little over a month. I had high blood pressure problems. I was able to reconnect with my original doctor. He had all my previous testing and pallets from all the different blood tests, etc. Well, the high blood pressure had already damaged my kidneys. And I went to a different doctor, and she wanted me to do, because of my age, she wanted me to do everything from a colonoscopy to you name it. I said, I'm not doing that. So he said, no, I understand where you're coming from. Let's just start with the blood test and we'll go from there. Your blood pressure medicine's not working. You're 200 over 140. And close to having a stroke, I assume. That's what I've been told. And so he increased the amount of losartan that he was giving me. He said, I want to see you in about a month. And so in that month, I'd been taking micro daily, the regimen that I described. And I had to go to a lab where they took the blood tests, and they did from A to Z all the different things between diabetes and my kidneys and the high blood pressure and yada, 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 prostate, when I came back to see him, he says, David, I don't know what you're doing, but your prostate, you're in the 1% or less that will never get prostate cancer. Because I can't detect any more damage on your kidneys. Your high blood pressure is at 130/80. Diabetes, you're never going to have it. Whatever they measure,
A1C.
A1C, it's off the chart good. It's 5.3.
Wow.
Yes, it was close to maybe a 10.
Yeah.
And in 5 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You called me.
The 3 lesions from the cancer that had come back had fallen off.
Wow.
Right.
He says, I don't know what you're doing, but keep on doing it.
Wow. Wow. That's
Now, I'm gonna tell you another story. Same identical
remarkable.
thing. My daughter, stage 3 cancer. She has a lymphoma in her stomach.
wow.
She's on chemo. We're giving her a thing called in HER2. And I suggested that she start micro daily, et cetera, triple doses. And this past week, she got a phone call. She's been going through this for about 2.5 months. She's on the micro daily for a month. And her doctor told her the exact same thing that I heard from my doctor. I don't know what you're doing, but keep on doing it. There's no trace of cancer. Don't stop doing it. She still has an appointment in Tennessee to see her oncologist because this returned. She had the cancer 4 years ago. And when a person at her age, young, has a reoccurrence, it's a 84% mortality rate.
Yeah.
It's very high. It comes back and it comes back stronger than ever. And there's not she's got 4 kids.
Wow. Wow. David,
So we only wanted to supplement what they were doing with the doctor. It wasn't that this was a cure-all, but it damn sure helped.
wow.
Yeah.
Micro daily
David,
was EMF or the hydro?
We applaud you. And we're so happy that you got the results that you got. We have to just tell everybody that results are atypical. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Engage Global, myself, Alfreda, Jeff, we're not making any medical claims. We don't claim that micro daily, hydro, collagen daily will treat or cure any disease. But David, thank you for sharing your story.
I'm so glad you listened.
Jonathan?
Thank you very much, Nick, for sharing it. Yes, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, what kind of micro daily he was taking?
We'll try to get we're going to try to get the details on that, but
What he showed looks like a hydro.
yeah, he presented that it was hydro, but the bottle that he held up was the methylated.
Hydro, absorbed quite rapidly.
Yeah, hydro, and it also said it was methylated. So,
Okay.
but before we chat a little bit more, just to make everybody understand something, we don't know who infiltrated this meeting, folks. So someone has been putting some very vulgar things in the chat. We apologize for that, but we've shut down the chat, and I see someone that appears to have my name on this meeting as well, with a hand raised. Or is that just something I'm seeing incorrectly here? Does anyone else see that? I mean, but maybe maybe we just have the same name. It's just a coincidence. I don't know. So, but Alfreda, did you want to comment on what David was taking, please?
Okay, he was taking the methylated and the hydro. And I had initially told him to take it 6 times a day. But he was maybe doing 4, or at least 4 times a day.
4 times
And his
what,
daughter,
hydro
the
or
same
both?
thing. Both. He was doing both.
So this is one of the most interesting stories. We don't know the details about his daughter, but we will even get some more information on that too, Dr. Prasad. But we
she
really
had
wanted,
stomach cancer.
Yeah. We really wanted to kind of lay the foundation for our discussion just by sharing that someone had some positive results. Someone had some amazing things happen by adding micronutrients to their diet.
Jonathan, I want to make one comment on that. A friend of mine, Dr. Jeho Kim, who was a chairman of radiation oncology at the Henry Ford Hospital several years ago. And so he has a esophageal cancer, which is very aggressive and so on. And so he called me. And at that time, I have not tested or developed anything. You know, we had a previous formula that I was selling through my previous company, Scientific Nutrition. And so I suggested what amounts to was a high-dose antioxidant and that formulation that we had. And he took it, and his doctor told him that, Dr. Kim, you know, this is aggressive tumor. You have not too many months to go. That's what he told me. But today, after 25, 30 years ago, still he's now retired, like me, and he's still alive and functional. And so at least I can say that it has been helpful to him as well. He went through the standard therapy, and he's perfectly normal and mentally, physically. And he's as good shape physically as I am. But he's from Korea, and maybe he was taking some other Korean herbal product that I don't know, but at least because of this intervention of a high-dose antioxidant was very successful for him.
Wow. That's powerful. Thank you very much for sharing that update. That's part of the story too, Dr. Prasad. We appreciate that. We're going to get back to Dr. Prasad here in just a minute. And just as a reminder, here's our disclaimer so that everyone still has that visible in front of them. And you've already seen it once before, so we're not going to spend too much time on that. But to just formally introduce Dr. Prasad, because his comments and his statements are really what we've come here to hear. Dr. Prasad has a very, very storied background, 30 years as the professor of at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, director of vitamin and cancer research, former president of the International Society of Cancer and Nutrition, member of the British Society of Medicine. But this next line item here, being a Nobel Peace Prize nominated committee in the candidate of medicine, is just speaks for itself. We can skip everything else that we have to say about him if we just focus on that one statement, because that does not get extended to just anyone. But that's what we have in Dr. Prasad. His world first radiation biology PhD was awarded 7 US patents in micronutrients. He discovered the anti-cancer potency of vitamin E succinate, and just keep that in mind, the significance of that, because there's more than one type of vitamin E, and it was Dr. Prasad who discovered that it was vitamin E succinate that also, oh, by the way, happens to be cytotoxic or kills cancer cells, in addition to the other many benefits of vitamin E. But then there's so many other things. He's been published some 250 times, and currently been recently published again, and we'll have a chance to talk to him next month about his most recent publication on anti-aging. But one of my favorite things about Dr. Prasad is that he's the co-author or author of some 32 different books. And at the young age of 88, he's still writing more books. So it's my privilege to formally introduce to our discussion, Dr. Kedar Prasad. He's the Chief Science Officer at Engage Global. And the subject that we're going to be talking with him about this evening is cancer prevention and improved treatment. So Dr. Prasad, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to our discussion. And we definitely want to hear more of your comments on these cases that have been made, because it's got to be one of the most amazing things to you. Can we make sure Dr. Prasad is unmuted? And
yes.
Okay, good.
I will focus on the prevention component because I didn't have time to prepare for treatment.
Oh,
but
that's okay.
I will answer the question pertaining to treatment one. But the formal presentation would be how to prevent the risk of cancer disease. And the next question would be of next time when we talk, it would be how to improve the current treatment of the cancer treatment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So today my focus would be on prevention of cancer. And of course, I will be glad to answer question on any of these, either prevention or treatment.
Wonderful, wonderful. So look, can I ask you a question or two just before we start? What do you think when you hear of someone making statements like David made there with his cancer and his daughter's cancer? What comes to your mind when you hear those?
Easy, for example, as I said earlier, that high dose of antioxidant, and she was using actually I figured out about 8 times than preventive dose of the micro daily methylated one is same as the hydro, except they are in a not methylated form, but formula is same. Dosage of antioxidants are exactly same. It is only the B vitamin differs. And so if you combine with 8 times more, it becomes a high dose antioxidant, a combination. And therefore, experimental data suggest that high dose antioxidant will kill not only a squamous cell carcinoma is not very malignant, but growth makes your face ugly. And so obviously data stops it. And white people have general, because of the sun, very common is a squamous cell carcinoma. But lymphoma was very deadly. It is a very bad cancer. And then surprisingly for me was that when she combined with the standard therapy that she was going, then it did very well, and now she's free of cancer. So now when you are free of cancer, then maybe gradually reduced to, because there is always a chance of reoccurrence, like he was saying it. But if you are taking a high dose antioxidant, and also I want to emphasize a good diet, and when I say good diet means is low in fat, because high fat acts as a tumor promoter, and also high fiber diet, because high fiber, insoluble fiber, will bind with the mutagen and carcinogen that are formed during digestions of food, especially more meat eater than vegetarian, but even vegetarian, they do form. And so high fiber diet will bind it, insoluble fiber will bind the mutagen and carcinogen and eliminate through feces. So the diet is extremely important. And I'm sure that she is not a smoking. Smoking alone, I will discuss that in prevention. But so at least those 2 components is extremely important. And of course, micro daily, as I said, I don't know whether she was taking micro daily, but for further prevention purposes, it is very important that she also takes the probiotics. Got you.
Okay. Well, that it sounds to me, I don't know if everyone else is drawing the same conclusion that I am, that when Dr. Prasad hears stories like that, he's no longer surprised. And in this case, he was not at all surprised.
No.
So
actually, as you know, my pending patent is on this issue.
Yeah.
And I think in January or February, I should get it.
That's fantastic.
But then you have to make a clinical trial for FDA approval and all these kind of things that somebody will go through, not because Engage Global, we are for prevention, but for the treatment aspect, some other company will do it.
Okay. Well, that's going to be kind of interesting. Well, I pulled this chart off of the CDC's website just to kind of lay the foundation for our discussion, showing just how prevalent cancer is. It appears as though it's catching up with heart disease. Because because heart disease is vicious, and we've covered that subject. And now
Yes.
cancer is running right up there in the top rung. And interesting that here, since we are in 2020, you can see that cancer, I mean, heart disease has taken a big jump forward, which unfortunately speaks to the pandemic issue. But still, cancer is strong as one of the leading causes of death.
Yes.
And on the CDC's website, they also went on to say that the rate is 439 to every 100,000. So, and that was an old figure. So the rate is actually going even higher than that right now. So it's something to be reckoned with, and it is no joke. It's something very, very serious right now.
Yeah, and cost is phenomenal, you know. And
the cost is phenomenal. Yeah. And I've been told, and I didn't find the statistics on this, that it costs 4 times as much to treat the side effects of the treatment than it does in treating the cancer itself. So the number
it is phenomenal, costly for nation and for society and for family. You know, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this slide says, how do you define cancer? What is cancer for many people? So cancer is a disease in which some dividing cells grow uncontrollably and are spread throughout the body. And so cancer cell will grow without any control and are spread through all part of the body. Cancer can start almost anywhere in the body, and which is made of trillions of cells anywhere. But normally, human cell can form from a dividing cell, like intestine cells, skin cells, glass cell in a brain, or cell which has a potential to grow, like liver cell normally don't grow, but it can get stimulated to grow. So the cancer cell can be derived only through either from a dividing cells or those cells which has a potential to divide.
Yes.
This is very important to know, because if you have a neuron, you never see a nerve cell of neuron, you see glioblastoma or neuroma. It is all glial component tumor, but not nerve cell tumor. It says in the brain, but it is not of nerve origin. Same thing is true that, you know, the muscle cells do not divide, and bone, you know, osteosarcoma, but bone cell have proliferate. The cell which forms the bone, they proliferate, and therefore you see sarcoma. And so cancer cell is only those cells which are dividing. Next slide. Now, what are the risk factors for cancer? Some are, you cannot control it. For example, older age, many types of cancer, not all types, but some types of cancer, like prostate, for example, it is old person phenomena, osteosarcoma, and so on. Some are old age related, we can't control. If it is a family history of cancer, we can control it. But other many things we can control. For example, tobacco smoking, obesity, excessive consumptions of alcohol, or micronutrient deficient diet, which is low in fiber. This is a risk factor. Certain virus infection, for example, papilloma virus, and chemicals such as asbestos exposure to nitrosamine, and one is called aflatoxin. This is a mold contamination in a peanut store, and this causes a liver cancer. Then sometimes we love, all of us love barbecue cooking. I used to cook a lot in Denver, and but the smoke that emitted during the barbecue, they have a benzopyrene. And when you can see that when you are barbecuing, the fat drips in the charcoal, red charcoal, and they carry the fumes. That contains a very powerful anti-cancer-causing agent called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon, or PAH, or heterocyclic hydrocarbon amine. These are very, very highly cancer causing agent. In addition to that, we have also physical agent like exposure to ionizing radiation, such as X-ray or gamma ray. You go for mammogram, or you go for any kind of a chest X-ray or anything which involves X-ray is a potentially even dental X-ray. Anytime you have, they are potentially carcinogen. And of course, non-ionizing radiation like ultraviolet radiation from sun,
Right.
and increases the risk of melanoma and so on. And so and also EMF radiation now. And so we can control the exposure of these kind of things. These are risk factor. And if we can control it, then we can reduce the risk of developing cancer during your lifetime.
And it's good that you're sharing this, Dr. Prasad, because folks need to understand that normal things that's just a normal part of our life can be exposing us to carcinogens. Yes. Normal things.
Normal things. I mean, people do it. Sometimes once I became aware of these facts, and then I will when I barbecue, and then I stay away from smoke. As much as you can, but you can't completely.
Right.
And so type of cancer. So there are two types major. Cancer could be benign and could be malignant. Benign cancer divides slowly, but does not spread to other organs. Malignant cancer divide rapidly and can spread to other organs. So there are two kinds of tumor. And the stages of tumor development are 3 stages. One is called initiating stage, where the cancer just stay low. You can't tell the normal cell, difference between normal cell and cancer cell. And then comes promotion phase. Then promoting agent, which I will give you an example, can make them to a cancer, can become cancer cell. And third stage, how rapidly the cancer cell progresses and metastasizes. Next slide. Now, there are some chemical which are called chemical cancer initiating agents. An example of cancer initiating, those who initiate formation of cancer, but does not necessarily form cancer right away, is asbestos, nitrosamine, and I gave you an example, asbestos. Now we banned asbestos, but still old house has asbestos exposure. Nitrosamine, we said that if you take a bacon or sausage in the morning and if you don't have any vitamin C or vitamin E in your stomach, they get converted because amines are already present in the gut. So when nitrite goes, nitrite is used as a preservative. Without nitrite, we will die of infection. So it is absolutely essential to add nitrite in the bacon or sausage. But when you eat nitrite, when nitrite containing food goes to your stomach, they combine with amine and forms a very powerful cancer-causing agent, nitrosamine.
Oh, wow.
Aflatoxin, as I indicated, it is a contamination of a peanut and cause liver cancer. We mentioned benzopyrene and also that PAH and heterocyclic hydrocarbonamines. These two are formed during cooking and barbecuing. So again, this can be these are tumor initiating agent, and you can reduce them. You can reduce them. It is in your hand.
Right. Something that you can do. You can do something about those things. Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I will suggest further you can do something more. Physical initiating agent like exposure to radiation, ionizing radiation like X-ray or gamma ray, or non-ionizing radiation like ultraviolet radiation from sun and EMF radiation. You can, again, these are all tumor initiating agent. And what are tumor promoting agent? Tumor promoting agent are estrogen and testosterone and phorbol ester. These are called tumor initiating agent. And next slide will show you different. Tumor initiating agent that we presented at high doses are sufficient to induce cancer by themselves. However, most of the time we are exposed to a low dose of this agent, tumor initiating agent in life. But tumor initiating at low doses require the help of tumor promoting agent in order to produce tumor. So this is more practical because most of the time we are exposed to not high dose until you have it like radiation, you have accidental exposure or something, or so it requires in a real sense at low doses we are routinely exposed, and of course without the help of tumor promoting agent it cannot be tumor cannot form. Tumor initiating agent by themselves at low doses cannot produce tumor at any dose. So there's a difference between tumor initiating at high doses is sufficient to produce cancer, but tumor promoting agent by themselves, not initiating, it should be promoting
agents. Yeah.
Tumor promoting agent by themselves at any dose cannot produce tumor. That is the distinction between tumor promoting agent and tumor initiating agent.
Okay, so this was promoting. This one was promoting.
Yes.
That one. Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm.
And it takes about 10 years once you get exposed to tumor initiating agent like X-ray or chemical initiating agent. It takes about 10 years to develop leukemia. And after you have been exposed to tumor initiating agent, and 15 years or more to develop solid tumor. So there is a difference in timing. Leukemia occurs first in a shorter time when it's compared to solid tumor.
Dr. Prasad, you're saying, and everybody needs to pay attention to this, anywhere in the past 10 to 15 years, cancer could have been initiated somewhere in my body is what you're saying.
Yes. And that's why that gives us a good time for intervention.
I cannot take for granted.
And diet, which I will discuss a little later.
So right now, Dr. Prasad, I can't take for granted that I'm healthy and that I'm cancer-free.
That's right.
It's not
That's
manifest.
Right. Yes, you can't take granted.
That's mind-boggling.
That's why it is very important for prevention point of view to do right now. Start doing what we suggest as a preventive strategy.
This could be the most important piece of information that any of us have had in our entire life right now, knowing that we have a 15-year window. Yes. That something could have happened, and today we can take some action and do something about it.
Exactly. 10 years for leukemia, 15 years for solid tumor.
Mind-boggling, Dr. Prasad. Thank you.
Now, causes of cancer, what happened? Almost all things that we discuss, initiating agent, most cancer-causing agents generate excessive amount of free radical, which damage DNA, causing mutation. So cell today, for example, we are exposed today to radiation or any chemical carcinogen. We are exposed every day at low level, but they will cause mutation. But mutation does not become, you don't develop cancer tomorrow. So cell continue to divide and differentiate and die despite the presence of mutation. So you don't know the difference. However, by chance, when a mutation occurs in oncogene, by chance, because the mutation can occur in all over the place, but by chance, it occurs in an oncogene or a tumor suppressor gene, then cell becomes cancerous. So it takes that long because, you can produce a lot of damage to DNA mutations. Well, they don't care. Cell can divide with mutation load. But then suddenly, after a certain time, 10 years for leukemia, 15 years for or over or more for solid tumor, mutation occurs in these particular gene, either oncogene, which causes tumor, or suppressive gene, which suppresses tumor. Mutation in either of these genes, then cell becomes cancerous. That's both, whenever, as we have said earlier, whenever increased oxidation occurs, they also induce chronic inflammation. Therefore, further, during the initiation phase that you don't have detected cancer, both increased oxidative stress and chronic inflammation play an important role in the development either leukemia or solid tumor.
This is amazing. So this is all happening at the genetic level, at the DNA level. This is incredible.
Yeah. So now the question is how to reduce the risk of cancer. micro daily EMF would reduce oxidative stress and inflammation at the same time, and therefore prevent any further chances of having a mutation on an oncogene or suppressor genes. Reduces the chance, because until you continue to keep damage to your DNA, it will not cause mutation. And if you prevent the oxidative stress and these things, then DNA won't get damaged and would not cause any further mutation. And therefore, chances of having a mutation in an oncogene, which causes a cancer, and a suppressor gene, which prevents the cancer, is very important. And of course, in cancer patient also, there's imbalances of bacteria in your gut in favor of a harmful bacteria. So probiotic daily that we have will restore the balance, intestinal balance bacteria in favor of beneficial bacteria. Do you know if you can just stop smoking, you can reduce the cancer incidence by 30%?
Wow.
Just stopping alone.
That's motivation.
Yeah. And consuming micro-rich diet with low fat and high fiber is very important for cancer prevention. But nobody follows it. Cancer Society, American Cancer Society and National Cancer Institute are propagating this idea for a long time.
Right.
Take a good diet, stop smoking, and they have a low-fat, high-fiber diet, but nobody pays attention to. And high-fiber diet is why important. Not only that it gets fermented by the bacteria and produce a lot of beneficial molecule for your body, for your health, but also insoluble fiber binds with the mutagens and also carcinogen that are formed during the digestions of meat or vegetable. Meat eater forms more than vegetable eaters and eliminate them through the feces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big deal. So folks need to wrap their mind around what it means to have a higher fiber in their diet. So even
That's right.
like flax to their diet would be helpful,
Yeah.
or just more raw green leafy food, vegetables.
Leafy food or cooked one or uncooked one doesn't make difference. It is
That's more fiber.
very good. Yeah, good fiber. Every day you should have some, not just once a week.
Increase
and also,
fiber.
it is very important that you reduce your stress, either by going on vacation or meditation. Any way you can do it. Reduce the exposure to cancer-causing agents during barbecue, or if you go to X-ray, or then you take your micro daily EMF, which is a powerful radioprotective agent, before going to any kind of diagnostic procedure. And these things, and also don't try to become like me. I'm talking to a white population that they go on beaches and try to get a little tan. Many people go to tanning company where they become like me.
Oh, that's even worse. Yeah.
That causes increase the risk of melanoma.
Yeah. That's even worse.
So this is very important, and we are, blacker skin, little protected because melanin protects against the UV light, but whiter skin doesn't have that protection. Right.
But now I'm kind of stuck, Dr. Prasad. I'm still thinking about that fact that 15 years ago, some barbecue that I ate could be a time bomb for me right now. I'm just
it's true, and that's why it's very important to get alert right now.
15 years ago, I could be paying for it.
Take a precaution like I'm suggesting, and this cancer cell. Yeah.
Well, Dr. Prasad, I found this picture in a Newsweek magazine, and it seemed to illustrate what you were just describing to us about how an oxidant, those little bubbles on the left there, do damage to the DNA and become that blob right there.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what you were just describing for. So oxidants, something as simple as a ray of sun or a molecule of smoke or some char on our meat, a charcoal broiled hamburger or some charcoal barbecue, could lead to me getting a tumor in my body like that. That's still mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, it is amazing. Not only that, don't forget, that if your immune system is good, then what is they call immune cell producing a T lymphocyte, which is they will kill tumor cell, because once the cell becomes, say, 1 or 2 cell or 5 cell become cancerous.
Yeah.
For immune system is a foreign body. They want to kill it. So they send a cytotoxic lymphocytes and kill them. So it is also important by the strategy they suggested that not only it will prevent from oxidative stress and inflammation, but also it will improve immune function, which in the case, still you got few cancer cells bypass those things, and
Right.
still if their immune system is good, they can send a cancer-killing lymphocytes and they will kill it.
So we got a good chance of getting it right here in the antioxidant stage, even
Yes.
greater chance of getting it here when it's damaged DNA.
Right.
But you're saying we also have a chance of getting it back here when it's a blob.
Yes.
That's pretty powerful, Dr. Prasad.
Yes. This is very interesting that, but many people ignore it. This is simple procedures.
Simple.
I know diet is the difficult one, but you can certainly take fiber, and sometimes people take some fiber, if you can't have a vegetable or you hate vegetable, and then you should have some other source of, buy some high fiber cereals.
Right. Yeah. Anything.
There are cereals nowadays, high fiber cereals. Do
That's right,
something.
that's right.
And of course, low fat. But again, as I said, that it is sometimes difficult to follow dietary guideline.
Yes, it is.
But as smoking is in your hand, you can stop immediately. But again, how many people are still smoking? A lot.
Still a lot of folks smoking, especially overseas. It's down here, but it's still happening.
No, here is decreasing trend, but still a lot of people.
A lot of people.
But in South America, if you go,
no, it's out of control.
75% young adult smoke like chimney.
Yeah. I added this to Dr. Prasad just because it showed that the PDR had an article showing that cancer was a glutathione deficient state, and it argues in favor of what you just mentioned, that
not only that, glutathione deficiency is also antioxidant enzymes decreases, and that induces a high oxidative stress.
Mm-hmm.
So if the glutathione deficient is there, then then you have higher oxidative stress. So high oxidative stress can go in a varieties of ways. Poor diet, deficiency occurs, and then the whole sets in motion.
Everything sets in motion.
Yeah. And then anytime your DNA gets damaged, the mutation, and then more mutation occurs, more chances of that one time the oncogene might get trapped or tumor suppressor gene might get trapped, and then you have a cancer. Right.
Well, let's do this, Dr. Prasad. I want to take a poll, first of all, just to get a count of how many we have. We have 274 connections. So we're just asking everybody to respond to the poll to give us an idea of how many folks are actually here. And but we have a testimonial that we'd like to share with you.
Sure.
A live one that's right here with us. Mike Ingram gave me a call the other day. He said that Vera had an interesting story with her bout with colon cancer. So we hope that her internet connection is good so that we can hear her story. Let's see if there's a chance that she will be able to get on here. Gaskin, that's it, Ms. Gaskin. So are you available to still give your comments here? And I'm going to add to the spotlight. And I think we're going to need to unmute her as well.
Can you hear?
Yes, I think we have you now. Please go ahead. Please share your story with us.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Pastor Gaskin. What I want to say is by a primary doctor. I kept telling her hurting. She kept saying it was acid reflux. Well, I let her go, and I went to another doctor, and they did.
Well, hold on, Hang on one second. Let's see if we can't get your audio a little better. We're going to stop your video and you just keep talking, okay? And let's see if that improves it.
Okay. So what happened was I saw another doctor and they did a colon test and they listed me as stage 3 colon cancer. Well, I started chemo. I did 9 months of intense 3 times a month. Well, Mr. Ingram thought about me and he talked to Rob and they told me about the product that I should try it. And I did. And I tell you, my levels started being perfect. They started seeing good things and I upped the doses on the product. 8 in the morning of the Micro Daily and 8 at night. Then I had a scan done where my cancer went away in December and came back in June. So I was in treatment again. And that's when I started taking the product. But I tell you, when they started telling me my levels here was good, this was good, and that was good, I was like, oh, wow. But I should have had a scan from my gastro doctor and my cancer doctor. Well, the gastro doctor did hers first. And all of a sudden, a month before last, she couldn't tell me anything, but I could tell from her expression. I was like, oh my God, my product must be really, really, really working. She was like, oh my God. And I was like, she rushed me out so quick. But the cancer doctor had to see me. And she has no idea what I was on, what I was taking. How come everything was good? My immune system went over the chart. Perfect. And I was just so full of, just lively and bubbly and everything. But I tell you, I just kept on pumping myself with the product. I say it's not God, but it's made by God. But, I was just so, I love my products. But anyway, so she looked at the first screening and she said, well, we should go into March. We can't because you have no cancer. She said, I do not know what happened, but what I saw a month or 2 before now, I do not see any of that right now. None. It's all gone. It's gone. As of December the 2nd,
That's
I was
this month.
listed cancer free.
How long she has been on? How long she was on?
You started taking it, you said back in after your cancer returned in June?
Well, cancer came back in June. I just been on it a couple of months, like maybe 3 months now.
3 months now.
Yes, it seems like treatment tomorrow. I'm done.
Thank you.
I'm done. But she can't believe it. She don't understand it. So what she wants to do is to give me a scan herself, so her name will be on the paperwork. But I told her I'm done. I am done. Anytime a doctor a treatment, something is good.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for being willing to share your story with us. And we're just we're keeping our disclaimer up there. We'd like to make sure that we show that so folks are aware that testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. But she certainly believes that that microdaily and the micronutrients played a role in her getting the good results that she got.
Here is the scientific basis why it is happening.
Yes, please tell us.
We have explained to you, but for some of the new audience, that I was the first one who did experiment on high dose antioxidant and killing cancer cell, but not normal cell. enhancing the effect of radiation and chemotherapeutic agent on a cancer cell, but not on normal cells. So this we have published many times when I was in Denver. And since then, but I always wonder why it is happening. I can't explain it. No one thinks that we know it. And while doing research, suddenly I came across a paper which shows that cancer cell to survive needs 2 micronutrients. One is glucose, one is glutamine. If you deprive them either of them, they will, experimental system, they will all die. After reading this, I said, is it true that maybe high-dose antioxidant are blocking the entry of glucose and glutamine to cancer cell? And that's why they're dying almost of a starvation. And sure enough, I found some literature showing that high dose of resveratrol or curcumin, any antioxidant, they will block the uptake of glucose and glutamine, and therefore cancer cell died. Even so, all the antioxidant effect of these high dose antioxidant doesn't work on a cancer cell like that. That is a prevention. But for treatment aspect, it is different, totally different issue. And even those cells who have become too resistant to chemotherapeutic agent and radiation, once you treat them with high dose antioxidant, they become very sensitive.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, and this is the basis of my patent, and that we have submitted it. It was delayed because of the all COVID things. Otherwise, there is a rule, federal rule, that if you are 70 and over, your application put on a fast track. That's why in the previous company, we have so many patents, because it all took only 6 months, because at that time, situation was normal.
Right. That's powerful. And I hope everybody can just wrap their mind around it. What Dr. Prasad said is very...
The experiment. We have not done any clinical study, and that's our goal, is to do it and get FDA approval.
But just keep in mind, for everyone's benefit, this is very technical, but it's very serious.
Yes.
What's being stated here is that this is a scientific fact, that it's very clear that this bombarding the body with these high levels of antioxidants can have a very serious impact. And that's the reason why folks like, Ms. Gaskin and others can say what happened to them and feel confident that they've made a big difference in their life. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. We have time for maybe 1 or 2 questions, Dr. Prasad, before we hit the hour.
Yeah.
So because we've had so many, we have folks that have infiltrated our meeting that are disingenuous, and they have some very malintent. So if you are going to ask a question, we need to see your face. We need to know who you are. So that's going to be a requirement. So Ms. Slaughter, we're very familiar with you, so please.
Yes, my main question is, the items that we're to take is the EMF and the probiotic, those 2. Is that right?
EMF and probiotics, for your health, right?
To help prevent the cancer or to help treat it.
Prevention point of view, yes.
Okay, so now is it necessary to take extra vitamin E supplement?
No, not extra, no.
No extra, just
it's already in. It's in the formula.
It is in the formula.
Okie dokie, thank you.
EMF, we have a formula. Actually, we have 2 forms of vitamin E, so you are sufficient amount vitamin is there.
Very good, thank you. I don't recognize those other names, and there's no cameras on, so we have to go straight to Alfreda Strong. Excuse me, Alfreda. Vera Gill camera came on, so we can take Vera.
Okay.
And this Dr. Prasad has to go now, so this will be the last question. Go ahead, Vera, please.
Okay. So when you say you have 7 patents, it's for the products that you're producing now?
No, 7 patent was when I was working with my previous company, and that is one of them is microdaily that we are promoting. The rest of them with previous company, I lost the track of that, I don't know what happened. Probably they expired. And, radiation protection and diabetes and all these kind of things. I have not kept a track of those things because, for me, one track is enough. And previous company went under because CEO and everybody was totally bad. And so, but now I'm very happy with the new company, and they bought that patent from my previous company, Engage Global.
Can we do your clinical trial? Can we be part of it to help it make it FDA, to make it available and out there?
For cancer treatment, it costs $10 million. Double-blind placebo-controlled trial. It has to be done by some company. But I have told Jonathan that we can collect. I didn't say it about cancer, but we can put also on cancer observational data that can be published for the benefit of the company.
I would love to be part of it. I'm a stage 4 CLL.
You see what I mean? So everybody can be part of that observational data, and because all participants can be a part. And observational data is routinely published, and then people get excited about it. Then they say, "Okay, let us do a clinical study."
Good.
It's happened many times.
Let's do that. Amen. Thank you so much.
So here's what you want to do, folks. For any who would like to be a part of, say, any of these observational studies that Dr. Prasad is doing, I'll be collecting the information, for him into a form and data. So just do this. Just go to, you can write this down, healthcaresupport.org, and just fill out the contact us form. Just fill out the contact us form, and then I'll just add you to the list and let you know when the form will be available. But it will probably be right there on that website where you can just put your information in if you want to be part of any of his observational studies. Okay, healthcaresupport.org. So the rest of you folks, you can keep your hands up, and Jeff and I are going to stick around for a few minutes to answer some more of your questions, because you may have some more additional questions. But for Dr. Prasad, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate your being here. We highly respect your time, and we value your time and appreciate your presence with us today. So thank you very much, Dr. Prasad. We'll see you again. So in middle of January, we're going to be talking about anti-aging. So we look forward to that.
And happy and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you who are attending this meeting, especially Jonathan, you, and also Jeff. I have not seen Jeff today, but I'm sure he's somewhere.
He is here.
Yeah, I'm sure he's here.
He is right here. And thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
So have fun. Have fun. And I will see you next year.
Yes, you will.
There's
yes,
another
you will,
Sunday. No, this Sunday next.
This is it for us, for you for this year. This is our last one for this year.
Okay, last one for this year. And this has been very good year for all of us. I'm healthy. And
it's a wonderful year. And we're looking forward to you having an even healthier year next year. So thank you.
Okay, thanks.
All right,
Bye.
sir. And sorry we've had to leave everybody muted there because of the intruders. So we apologize for not being able to open that up, but we don't know what's going to be said, right now. So never had that happen on these meetings, Jeff, where people infiltrated for just nefarious purposes.
Yeah, it seems like it was a group of individuals. It was certainly more than one, and nefarious intents. And thank goodness we had Bernard and gosh, Nick is right there on top of things. And I apologize for not being on beforehand so that I was also a co-host, because when you can't do anything about it and you're thank you for everybody and your patience and understanding with us.
Yeah.
Just a word, Jonathan, if I could.
Go ahead.
When y'all put these invitations out, I highly recommend that instead of you putting it on a public forum, invite people you know.
Yes.
Not just in a general forum, because then it opens up for these groups of people to come in with all this vulgar language, and all they're doing is disrupting meetings and having a great time. They were all young people, face covered and everything else. But please be careful who you invite to these presentations.
Yeah, so apparently that was the angle that came in. So thank you, Bernard. Let's go ahead and address a couple more questions before we transition to the opportunity meeting. So Frederick has a question and Alfreda had a question. Frederick.
Hey, Jonathan. Thanks for having me on. I have Parkinson's, so I wanted to ask a question about Parkinson's. And I think you said, Jeff said the last meeting I was in, that he had done some research in Parkinson's. Also have high blood pressure and severe constipation. So I was definitely interested in the product. Is there any resources that you all have that I probably can get hold to and read or understand or know or learn about that can help me with the Parkinson's and the high blood pressure?
It's right in this booklet. It's you could pull it up onto the screen, Jonathan, if you wanted to, or I could quickly go to it. You know,
yeah, go ahead if you can.
It's easier for me. So let me just pull it up, and I'll reference. Dr. Prasad has created a book about it, and it is right here. Just Fight Parkinson's and Huntington's with Vitamins and Antioxidants. You've also got some over here. Anyway, just go online, type in KEDAR, KEDAR, the middle initial N, and then PRASAD. And there's a lot of articles and books that he has written, and it all draws back to the relationship that he feels our diet is missing these micronutrients.
Would you repeat that information? The KED, KEDAR?
Yeah, it's KED. It's KEDAR, KEDAR, the middle initial N, and then PRASAD. So KEDAR and Prasad. And yeah, he's done a lot of mental neurotoxicity is another one of his books. Just a lot of information out there. But yeah, some of his early works at the Brookhaven National Institute was in regards to Parkinsonism.
You don't have a formula that can be used for the micronutrients for Parkinson's or high blood pressure?
I don't completely understand the question. We don't have a what?
Well, hang on. His question is, will the micronutrients benefit him with his Parkinson's?
Oh, completely. Absolutely. We've seen individuals with deep brain stimulators that have been installed in order to take care of them being able to feed themselves, because there was so much that they couldn't even get utensils up to their mouth, or even with their hands in grabbing food, they couldn't feed themselves. And now that individual is working part-time at Lowe's, helping other customers out because he's taking the micro daily.
And there's a good reason for it too. There's a good argument for it, because one of the things that micro daily does is elevate glutathione levels. And glutathione has a massive impact on Parkinson's disease. So you can rest assured of that. So you might want to take higher dosages of it though. So maybe go 2x or 3x, and then you can always titrate down. Okay.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you for your question. And Alfreda?
Hi. I had a question. Well, actually, someone that's on the call has a question, but I don't know if he knows how to raise his hand. So for his Harvey's iPhone, if you could unmute him, he wanted to ask a question.
Harvey, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see him. Are you able to unmute there, Harvey's iPhone?
I think I just did.
There you go. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon. How are you?
Very good, sir. Welcome.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've been listening to a lot of information that the doctor put forth, and I had a question, and I think I missed the answer. He mentioned something about prostate cancer, may if it was a cancer that was hereditary, or was it a cancer that was caused by some other case or cause? I wasn't quite sure. I didn't catch it. But could you elaborate on that for me, please?
Comment, Jeff?
Cancer, prostate cancer.
I don't, it doesn't matter whether it comes through extraneous means or through
Or
heredity.
genetic, yeah.
It's just, Dr. Prasad's research back with the fruit flies was all about something that genetically could proliferate, and they were able to stop it in the tracks with the microdaily formulation. So he has animal studies that demonstrate that genetic predisposition can be halted.
Is that right?
Now,
So what type of formula would you suggest with the microdaily?
Anecdotally, what we're seeing is if a person goes on the EMF, we're suggesting that they go on a very high dosage, 9 capsules 3 times a day.
9 capsules?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Wow.
And you're not going to have any toxicity. You're not going to have any buildup in any of your organs, which is unlike other supplements that could cause those types of issues, is because there's no heavy metals. And there's it's Dr. Prasad's correct combination quantity and form.
Now, I'm on dialysis. So will dialysis wash out the microdaily?
In 2 hours, your body pretty much, absorbs all the benefits of it. So as long as you're not taking it while you're sitting there dialyzing, it shouldn't have a huge effect.
Yeah, and in fact, we've had individuals that have done dialysis 3 times a week for multiple years that are not needing the dialysis. They have begun to urinate on their own, and we've had some amazing experiences. So definitely stick with it and go with a higher dose, a therapeutic dose.
Wow, 9 capsules. That's 18 capsules a day.
That's 27 capsules a day.
You want me to take 9 capsules 3 times a day?
3 times a day. It depends on, well, if you want results. Again, understand something now. What we're suggesting is giving your body the nutrients that it needs in order for it to be able to fight. And you can decide, whether you want to go forward on that kind of a thing or not. So it's just nutrients. And we're not saying it's going to treat or cure anything. We're just saying this is what we've observed. Okay.
I got you.
Yep.
Thank you for your input.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And folks, if you're here for the opportunity meeting, just give us a few minutes. There's just some folks here that have been anxiously waiting to ask a few questions, and we want to just try to get through a few of them if we possibly can. Okay, so just be patient. Andrea Harkless.
Yes, actually, my question was to Dr. Prasad. He talked about leukemia, but
We lost Andrea. Hold on, Andrea. We need to unmute you again. Okay, go ahead. We heard the last word we heard was he talked about leukemia. Go ahead.
yeah, but he didn't speak on multiple myeloma, which is symptoms that I have, and I also found a tumor behind my liver, which I already took radiation. That took me like 2 years to bounce back until I was told about the products through Coraline. And I just kind of wanted to ask him some questions about that. But anyway, I had started taking 12, 6 in the morning and 6 at night capsules, and I just kind of double up on everything. So I do have the choice, and I just double up on everything.
Good job.
And hopefully it would disappear.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I found it in time.
And
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Prasad, he referenced his patent earlier that should be granted. It does not get into specifics. It does not say this cancer, that cancer, that cancer, or this cancer. It says
Abnormal cells.
Abnormal cells.
Okay.
Period.
Got you.
Thank you very much for your question, Andrea. Okay. And we look forward to hearing your story. Okay. And
Got Luis and Theresa is the one next one I've got.
Yep. We have to invite her. Okay, she's unmuted. Can you bring her up, Nick? There we go. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. So if you have a microphone, an external microphone, unmute your external microphone. You're unmuted on our end, but we can't hear you.
There's a little TP.
Oh, it is still muted. Hold on. Yeah, she's still muted.
There you go. Now unmute.
There we go. Okay, now you're unmuted, but we still can't hear you.
You may have to come out and come back in.
Or there's a little teepee next to the microphone. Go over and select which microphone that you're on. So unmute and then use the little teepee. It gives you a drop down as to what microphones are available to you.
Yeah.
On a cell phone.
Yeah, you got to select the correct microphone. And SY Yannick, we would need to have your camera on before we'll invite you to ask a question. So while she's trying to unmute, go ahead, SY Yannick. We'll take your question while she's working on her unmuting.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. I have a question regarding my blood pressure, that I've been taking the blood pressure pill for 12 years. And would that help me if I take the micro daily?
That's a very good question. Blood pressure is very complicated, and the body responds positively to micro daily, absolutely positively. So your body will absolutely improve taking micro daily, but we cannot say it will specifically respond to blood pressure. We have many anecdotal stories of individuals who say their blood pressure has been better than ever before once they take it. So that everyone's different, but blood pressure is very complicated in its sources and its causes. Okay.
Can I give it to an infant, like maybe 3 months? Can that be given to an infant a little bit?
Jeff, your grandson?
Yes. Yes. If you can mix it in something that they can consume, whether it's their infant's formula. Or the best way is if they're still nursing through their mother.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Ivy.
Hi, good evening, all. Thank you so much. I think most of my questions have been answered, but I do have 3. I heard about the suggestion was that to take 9 capsules 3 times a day. I have loved ones that have, well, the one is a mass in her breast, hasn't been diagnosed because she didn't do a biopsy, but I just wanted to find out, would that be the recommended dosage?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. And then a person with angina, is there a combination of products or any suggestion of any particular?
Dr. Prasad's choice. We highly recommend that everyone pretty much go on Dr. Prasad's choice, unless they just don't need the eye boost, but once we get to a certain age, we need eye boost, period. So we just recommend that one. And the only thing you would do is just purchase, in addition, more bottles of microdaily EMF to supplement it. But if a person does not want to go that route, they want to take some things out, they can make up any cocktail that they want.
Okay, great. And incontinence.
Absolutely.
I'm grabbing you guys while I got you. So incontinence, same thing, the whole.
It's been powerful. We've had Dr. Vincent came on and described benefits that he was receiving and others with incontinence.
And that's to taking the whole choice, not just the microdaily EMF by itself.
Take it all. Microdaily, at least microdaily, at least collagen, at least probiotic, at the very least.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all. And happy holiday.
Thank you for your questions. Appreciate you joining us. Frederick Irvin, did we have you before, Frederick? You coming back? This is a repeat?
Yeah, I'm a return customer. Yeah, I'm a fan. More than a fan. Real quick, I'm a cancer survivor. I've had prostate cancer, and I have a tumor on my right kidney currently. It is cancerous. So the prostate cancer is sort of under control, had to do radiation and immunotherapy. I just had a recent MRI with contrast on my right kidney. The size of the tumor was 2.0 since 2019. It's now 2.5, so I was like a little disheartened by the number. And I started taking micro daily, about 30 days. I said, but I know I have to give myself 90 days. Everybody's results is different. My thing is gonna be 90 days. But what I love about the company was I reordered when I was running low, and they mistakenly sent me this. And when I brought it to their attention, they said, keep this and we'll send you this. So I have these. And I also ordered this, and I probably should have gotten the probiotic to go along with it, but I'll get it too. So my question, I was going to ask the doctor, the question was, well, that's a question that he has to answer. But anyway, I'm going to take this. Oh, this is what I was doing. My dosage was 4 times a day. I'm bumping that up to 15 a day instead of for me, I'm going to bump that up to 15 a day. And I'll let you know in 2 months. So that's what I wanted to say.
All right. We're looking forward to it. Please let us know how it turns out for you. Okay.
Sure. We'll do. And good luck to everybody else. And Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and all that good stuff for everybody.
Thank you, Frederick. Meena Prasad. Is this friend or foe? Go ahead, Meena.
Yes, thank you for taking me my call. My question is, I know someone who have cancer. So the best product to take, is it the methylated EMF and the probiotics?
The best is EMF and probiotics.
Yes. So which one of the EMF? Is it the
red bottle?
The red bottle.
Red bottle.
Okay.
Red bottle and probiotics.
And the probiotics. Okay, just those two, right?
That's the best.
Okay, very good. I got them that I'm using them like a week now, and I feel great. I don't have anything, but I'm just using them because I'm a vegetarian. But I know someone who's going through that, having, taken therapy and stuff like that. So I just want to know so I could recommend them this product, because I know it's very, very, very good product that Dr. Prasad, formulated. So I'm so happy and thankful to you guys for doing this, because it gives us a lot of information to help people who's out there suffering from all kind of diseases.
Millions. Millions.
Yes.
And we think we need to get to millions is what we really think needs to happen.
We sure do.
Thank you very much for your question, Amina.
Sure. Thank you guys very much. Have a good night and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you. Perry, Homestead, Florida.
There we are. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Happy to be back. I'm a return caller, and I've been dealing with these sorts of products, not micro daily or any of those, but I've been dealing with a lot of these products. But the question occurred to me. Does it help or hurt if you take other products outside of Dr. Prasad's formulations?
Good question, Jeff.
Very good question. And yes, it could potentially hurt. Dr. Prasad's products are all formulated with the seal of his, and that seal is right here on the side of all of his products. It says CQF.
Right.
Stands for the correct combination, the correct quantity, and the form.
Right.
You start taking other things, you're going to mess up that ratio. You're gonna get too much vitamin A versus vitamin D. You're gonna get too much vitamin B versus vitamin, and you'll also run the potential of having or introducing some heavy metals into it. And so over the last 9 years, I have sent many formulations off to Dr. Prasad from competing products And in his very humble way, he'll ask a few questions back and say, does it have vitamin C and iron in the same capsule? Does it have vitamin C and copper in the same capsule? That has vitamin C and manganese in the same capsule? And then he starts going through all the different heavy metal type minerals that are in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows about neurotoxicity. He knows about these things, and you just do not need to supplement. And so I always suggest to people that's why the company's even offering a 90-day money-back guarantee. But please discontinue the use of all other supplementals. Not your meds. If you're on
not
medications, if you're on prescription medications from your physician, please stay on those. And that's another reason you should feel confident in taking the micro daily versus taking anything else, is because it has that IRB certification from both the Army and the Navy to go to their soldiers.
Right.
So, okay.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
Yeah. So okay. So, well, let's see. My stand here looks like a pharmacy, and my wife keeps asking me, "Why in the world are you buying all these things?"
Don't buy them.
Well, I don't buy them anymore, but
don't even use them for the next 90 days. Just set them off to a side. Just clear off. Grab a an orange box, or I don't know, maybe a refrigerator box would hold them all.
Or something. Okay.
Just get them out of your life for the next 90 days, and
Okay.
you're going to have some amazing benefits. Yep.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Very good. Listen, folks, we'd like to keep going here. We have to allow at least 30 minutes for the opportunity meeting. So I hate to.
Louis and Theresa, it looks like they did get their audio going again. If we wanted to just try that one, they were trying so hard. They left
Earlier.
back in,
Okay.
and so if we could try that again, ta-da! There they are. Okay, push the button. Push the button.
Can we hear something? Oh no!
She says, I hope we could.
No!
We could lip read.
No! You try calling in?
Yeah. So we could do it this way.
Yeah, dial the number.
Like Freddie may be in regard to her people.
Say again?
Freddie is going to be relating it for her.
Okay, so Freddie has the question.
Oh, we're gonna add Freddie as a spotlight here. Go ahead, Freddie.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I have the question for her. Someone is going to have their ovaries or uterus scraped, and I guess they're looking for the cells to see if they're abnormal cells. And from that, the doctor will decide on what further procedure. And so she started on the micro daily, just a sample pack, but she wants to know if using that would help in her situation, or how she should use it. Ovarian cancer? Yeah, possibly ovarian cancer.
And she started with samples, you said?
Just started on samples. So she wants to use the product, but she just started. Only thing
there is no situation where taking micro daily has a downside. In this situation and any other situation, taking micro daily is only upside. The only question is, how much should she take? That's it. So there's no loss. There's no downside to taking it under any circumstance.
And if it turns out that it's abnormal cells or whatever, so you're saying double or triple the dose?
I would go 3x. Yeah.
3.999.
Yeah, there you go.
27 a day.
That's right. Yep, hit it hard.
Yep, right in the beginning. It's not always going to take that much, but you want to tip the teeter-totter in your favor by just supporting the body nutritionally. That's all we're doing. Support the body nutritionally.
And along with probiotics.
Probiotic. Those two for a minimum. Yep.
For a minimum. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You bet, everybody.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So, Jeff, that was quite a rapid fire bunch of questions there, huh? Folks, thank you very much for for joining us. If you came here just for the conference portion, the doctor conference portion of our meeting, that's the end of it.